Our mission is to test the limits of the MDC caravan range, to traverse rough Australian terrain that will test the capability and durability of these off-road vans. We're driving from Brisbane to Broome by the Birdsville Big Red Bash. Once we get to the Kimberley, we'll be taking the infamous Gibb River Road. The distance from A to B is 4,664 kilometres, but we'll be getting off the blacktop wherever we can and taking a few detours, so it will end up being closer to 6,000 kilometres. How will the MDC caravans go? Will we find anything that needs improving? How will the tow vehicles handle such a huge trip? We're very confident and believe in our product and want to give our customers the confidence they need to hit the road. Driving a D-Max and towing the XT12 caravan is Tony from our Perth showroom and his wife Laurel.
We've been married for 29 years and look, we love to travel together because, well, if I didn't bring her, she'd probably get a bit annoyed if I took someone else. No, seriously, we just love to travel together, just exploring this country.
And we really work well as a team. We both can drive these roads out here and, yeah, navigate.
You forgot.
Forgot the third bit.
Alicia from Sydney showroom is also driving a D-Max but is towing the larger XT17 HRT, which means it's 17 foot, has a hard roof and tandem axles.
I've always loved being behind the wheel. My family is very much into cars. My granddad used to run the Speedway in Sydney. We do have a collection of vintage and veteran cars as well, so it's always a challenge for me to find something bigger and better. Also something different, harder. If you can conquer that, it makes you feel good and gives you the confidence you can do anything.
Nice.
Sweet.
No pressure, Mel and Steve.
Steve, the manager of our Sydney showroom, has brought along his lovely wife Mel. They're driving the 200 series Land Cruiser and towing the largest caravan in our fleet, the mighty XT22.
Well, between us, me and Melissa have 6 children at home, 2 dogs, but it's not really that hard to pack up and get away, just the 2 of us.
What universe are you living in?
Mine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, look, it can be hard. Like, it's not that it's not worth it. It's very hard. It takes weeks and weeks of preparation. I've got my own small business, kids that need to be organised. There's a million different activities that they've got to get to. You know, just those little things that we need to do.
See, not hard.
Yeah.
Next up, it's me, Keno, and my girlfriend Ricky. We're driving the usual Hilux and towing the XT17T. It has tandem axles and the pop-top roof.
So there's 2 ways to test a relationship. One is renovating a house and the other is going on a long trip together.
Go again on that, because we're not renovating a house.
We are renovating.
Well, we're not here renovating a house, but we're definitely testing a relationship. But we're also testing the MDC camper trailers and caravans, not camper trailers. But we're testing the MDC caravans. So come along for the ride. We'll see if we've still got the caravan at the end and see if she's still in the car.
And my brother Vaughan is driving the Hilux that we named after our late father Kevin, the old man. And he's towing the XT12 HR. It's the day of departure, which means it's the usual crazy excitement. We've got to finish packing, there are air filters to check, final vehicle checks, water tanks to be filled, wiring to be checked, vans to be hooked up, and of course, the ultimate grocery shop. We've got all the essentials: water, iced coffee, baked beans. There might have been a few other bits and pieces thrown in there too. After fueling up, it's time to hit the open road. After a few hours on the road, we stopped to collect some firewood as the sun was setting, so we needed to find a perfect bush camp. By perfect, I mean it was pretty flat, the grass wasn't too high, and there was no one else around. What more could you ask for? The morning started off with a group selfie before hitting the road to make up some Ks. They've been copping a lot of rain out this way, and we were soon seeing the evidence.
There's so much water.
Heaps of water. How good is it?
Roads were closed, which meant taking a detour. But this meant a challenge for our mighty caravans. Challenge? Pfft, more like a walk in the park. We got through unscathed, even Robbo towing the mighty XT22, which not only has a kitchen sink in it, but a washing machine as well.
heading into Birdsville, probably about 250 k's out. Could be rain clouds, who knows?
Bloody hope not.
I know.
The rest of the road was bitumen until way past Windora. We went down a single lane bitumen road, which is always a bit of fun when there's oncoming traffic, and then finally, dirt. As much as the blacktop makes for an easy drive, it's not till you see that plume of dust behind you it feels like a real adventure. Then we finally reach our destination of Birdsville. Unfortunately, because of all the rain, Big Red Bash had to be relocated into the town of Birdsville rather than at the Big Red Sand Dune. But that hasn't seemed to bother too many people. Now it's time to kick back and enjoy 3 days of great music and awesome people in the outback. Oh, and testing the caravans, of course. So I thought I might try driving the XT12HR up Big Red. Well, no one's ever towed a caravan up to the top of Big Red before, so I thought I'd prove that an MDC could do it.
Not much to report here. I knew she'd hold up.
Happy birthday, darling.
Thank you, sweetheart.
Wow guys, how good was the Big Red Bash? Geez, not long out of town, you're straight back onto the dirt.
Yeah, that's right, mate. Just hang back a bit.
Yeah, try and stay out of the dust and keep your lights on, guys, so the oncoming can see it.
Did anyone have a favourite artist at the bash?
Oh, I think they were all fantastic. Paul Kelly was good, Jimmy Barnes was awesome last night, had a good dance to him, but my highlight for the Big Red Bash was just the people I met. Everyone was awesome. I had some great chats with some interesting people.
Certainly some characters come out to this Big Red Bash, isn't there? They're all characters.
Yes, they certainly come out of the woodwork, don't they? Oh guys, I've got a bit of a mission for us. I've got a long cut. Well, some people would call it a short cut, but it's probably going to end up being a long cut to Mount Isa. Cheeky little track. We're going to get off the main road and shoot into the bush and see where we end up. Because Brisbane to Broome isn't quite far enough, I thought I'd add a bit more distance to the mission.
Sounds like another one off the bucket list from us from Perth.
You see a lot of floodway signs on the roads out in the middle of Australia, but this one wasn't joking. Whoa, guys, looks like we found an inland ocean.
Good to hear, mate. I might be able to get some of the mud off the car from all the closed roads trying to get into Birdsville.
That's a good stretch of water.
Yeah, it looks like it goes for a while. I'll let you know if there's any holes and stuff like that. I know last time I was out here it had been washed away a little bit, so...
Where'd the road go?
Yeah, the road's gone. You might have to take it easy through that first little deep section there, Vaughnie. You've got
car issues.
Yeah, mate, I'll just go relatively slow, as little splash as possible. Try and keep Kevin electrical systems at bay.
Deep on the right hand side towards the middle.
Well, we've got to test out these seals on the vans anyway, don't we?
Well, they've certainly stood up to the dust so far, so let's check the water out.
It's amazing, you know, all this water's still running, so it's probably, all this is probably still filtering out in the lake air, I'd say. How uncanny is this, guys? We're out here testing the caravans, dragging them from the east coast to the west coast, and I've got a 2010 Crusader in front of me, crossing a lake in the desert.
Wow, that's just awesome, eh? It's fantastic to see our customers out in the middle of Australia using their trailers. Great to see.
Exactly right, mate. And this is why we do it. So we test them, put them through their paces, and that gives them the confidence to come out here and actually do it. So it's great to see. I just love it. Seagulls. How cool is that?
It's amazing.
There'd be yabbies in there. There's a pelican. See him over there? There's a pelican over there on the left as well. If you look in the bushes, there's a pelican. Oh, there's another one. His beak fits more than his belly can.
Someone over there to the right.
Here's me laughing about the pelican being the mascot for the Birdsville School.
I told you to get pelicans out of here in the floods.
You know that pelicans actually go inland to dams, to fresh water, for breeding and to lay their eggs and have their young. That's why you don't see any baby pelicans on the coast.
I did not know.
Yeah, well, I'm just full of useful facts.
I think where I am now is the actual creek crossing when it's not a lake.
This is amazing.
How you holding up with this leash? You done a few water crossings in your time?
Yeah, done a few, but nothing like this. This is just stunning and beautiful, and so glad to be here.
It's definitely a long water crossing, isn't it?
It is, it's excellent. I just love the view out the window.
Yeah, you
Sometimes forget to drive because the view is such a spectacle.
Yes, I may have been guilty of that just before.
We stopped into the roadhouse at Brisbane to fuel up our cars and our stomachs. With the masses of tourists heading out from the Big Red Bash, it was a bit of a wait for our food, but it was definitely worth it. From Brisbane, we're heading pretty much directly north for a couple of 100 k's to Booyah. It's an easy run, and we get into Booyah just as the light starts to disappear for the day. So we could have taken the Booyah Mount Isa highway straight up to the Isa, but instead we're taking a detour on the dirt through cattle country and views of the Selwyn Range.
This is the backtrack I was talking about. Hope you guys are ready for a big adventure.
Excited and bring it on.
What do you reckon, honey? What are you thinking?
What are we going to see on the track, mate? Any rough stuff?
Yeah, mate, who knows? They've had a bit of a wet season out here, which they don't usually get in the desert, so it might get a bit rough. We don't know what we're in for, but
That's really code for I've never driven this track before and have no idea where it's going to take us or what it's going to be like, which is just the way I like it, for the record.
sun's dropping. I think we might have to look for a bush camp.
Move it around. It's all good dry wood.
Because we've got so many people on this trip, we plan to share the load when it comes to dinner. Mel's got the luxury of using the large kitchen in the XT22, and we'll be using the ovens and the pull-out kitchens on all the other caravans.
The hardest thing is probably catering for everybody, but you can find a common ground, you know, just force the guys to eat salad. Everyone likes meat, and then I just chuck on something that I like, which is vegetarian, which is easy. You know, it's pretty easy, just simple, fast, good, nutritious, wholesome food, lots of fresh food. I don't get into the whole out of a box type of stuff. And it's good, it's wholesome, everyone's starving, so they'll eat it. Yeah, write a list, know what you want, sort of map out kind of your meals for each day. I've got all the facilities here, like, you know, this is nicer than my oven at home, quite frankly. And you've got tons of storage space. You can see how deep the fridge is when we're inside the fridge. So just being organised, having a list, can't go wrong.
So how thick do you want yours, mate?
Thick, mate.
There?
No, a bit thicker.
Thicker than that?
Yeah, mate, for
That'll
sure.
be a roast.
You're the butcher, mate. You tell me.
I reckon we go there. That'll do ya.
Rightio.
Get him, straight through there. Remember when I was growing up, I worked in a butcher shop? Look at that, that's prime cut
Yeah,
of
mate.
meat, mate.
I remember back in the day.
Beautiful.
I used to drop you off to work and pick you up, you know.
You want some salt and pepper on that?
Yes, mate. And
Bit of
can I-
olive oil.
Can I have that medium rare?
Medium rare?
Yeah.
Yeah? Mushroom sauce?
Please.
Chips or salad?
Chips.
Okay, done.
We'll have
Yeah.
to,
Tongs there.
is that one piece?
Nah, two.
Oh, I was going to say. Is that bigger for you?
Yeah, that'll do. Mashed potato. Thank you, chef.
Now get ready to hear some pretty atrocious singing, guys.
Ready for what?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear
Robert.
Happy birthday
to you. Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Thank you, thank you. Thank you.
Get a chocolate cake
Thank
with
you.
runny icing and the strawberries are sliding off.
It's a thought that counts. That's fantastic. Thank you very
How
much.
old are you, champ?
48.
I always carry flour, eggs and things like that in my camping gear.
And did the caravan smell yummy after you made it?
Asked Elisa that, she goes, what have they been cooking?
Yeah.
Well, I think we did a pretty good job finding an awesome place to camp after dark.
Yesterday afternoon I noticed after all the dust in the convoy, the car was surging a little bit, so first thing to change is the air filter. I carry about 4 of these when I travel out in the bush. If you have a look at that guy, full of dust. Nothing on the clean side. It's exactly what you want to see. There's even a few bugs in there. They couldn't have been helping out. Brand new filters. Keep plenty of them with you.
You might have noticed that our convoy has gone from 5 down to 4. Sadly, Vaughan's had to head back to the airport early this morning due to personal reasons, which means he'll have to attempt the Gibb River Road another time. We're going to miss you, Vaughnie.
Well guys, this was a backtrack, but the track we're about to get on now is even more of a backtrack, so it won't be as maintained as this one, but I'm very confident we're going to get there.
It certainly looks like a track.
This is going to be interesting, I think.
I almost missed the entry to it.
I can't even see the road.
We're in the Selwyn district, a copper and gold mining locality. Burke and Wills travelled through here during their ill-fated 1861 expedition. I just can't wrap my head around travelling these huge distances on foot. This area was once home to the fearsome Kelkadoon tribe. This was a warrior tribe who fought European invasion to the end. Sometimes it's nice to just stop and take in our surroundings. It gives you a chance to notice the details, listen to the fauna and appreciate the beauty of the place that you are, in this case the outback. Just make sure you wear long pants though, because the spin effects takes no prisoners.
1, 2, 3, whiskers.
Sorry.
Doesn't it just take your breath away?
Nah, never nervous towing, no. I try and say it to people, it really doesn't matter whether it's a camper trailer or a caravan. They tow the exact same way. You've just got to allow for the length of what you're towing. I don't find weight a trying factor in it at all, whether it's a 1 tonne camper or a 2.5 tonne caravan, because it's just sitting behind the vehicle. You've just got to be aware that it's there and allow on corners and so forth, and braking.
Well, we've made it back to the Boulia Mount Isa highway, complete with 1 lane of bitumen and cattle galore. As we drive towards the town of Djara, there's not a lot happening. To think once this was the largest trucking depot in the world is very hard to fathom. You see, Djara used to be the end of the rail line, and more cattle were trucked out of here than in Texas, USA. Just incredible. Those days are over though, and the town is now a quiet remnant of what it once was. While the others stopped for some lunch, Ricky and I quickly ducked into the Djara Museum, and what a little gem this was.
Honey, do you remember what number Beryl was on? Oh, I think she's 58. Oh, righto then, I'll just plug in there. Oh, 58, yep. Beryl.
So where are we heading to now, Kenno?
We're off to the Isa, Mount Isa, mining capital of the world. Any of you guys been to Mount Isa before?
I have.
Yeah, I've been to Mount Isa many moons ago, so I'm keen to see how different it is, probably about 20 years ago.
Yeah, right, I'd say the rocks have probably piled up a little bit more since you were out there last.
I haven't been out there, Kenno. It'll be a first for me. Looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, it's a little bit different. It's like a country town, but a little bit extra money, I suppose, than what you would be used to.
The Isa, known as your oasis in the outback, it's one of the largest producers of both lead and silver in the Western world. During World War II, the Mount Isa mines were a potential enemy target, and thousands of American soldiers were stationed here, camped on Soldiers Hill. Thankfully, they never came under attack. Whereas many remote mining towns decline or diminish completely within 70 years of their discovery, Mount Isa has developed ways to ensure their longevity. Alicia and Ricky have headed to the shops to top up on supplies and buy some shorts for the warmer weather. The rest of us are going to duck into the world-famous Riverslea Museum. Looking forward to this. Riverslea is a World Heritage Area, situated about 200 kilometres north of Mount Isa. It's 100 square kilometres of the richest fossil sites in Australia, with fossils that date back 25 million years.
They've got plaster moulds where they make crocodile heads.
There's a crocodile head right there.
There's a crocodile head.
And a snake skin.
And a snake skin. And clean the bones.
Looks like a horror film. Something out of The Hills Have Eyes.
The ancestors are the living animals and if we're concerned about conservation.
Oh, what are we going to play in the fossil bit?
I think I found one.
Crikey, Kenno.
I think this might be a pterodactyl saurusless.
I haven't played in the sand for ages. I can't sit on.
Yeah, the testicles won't look at it.
Maybe you should just be different bar.
Sandstorm.
Look away!
And with that, the girls are back and it's time to sort out the food supplies.
Pizza.
Yep. If you can fit all that, I'll show you the rest.
So what do we do? Do we just chuck it in?
Chuck it
like
in.
this?
Yeah.
I wonder how these are going to fit in.
We're going to try.
Chips. God, what else you got in here?
Got chips.
We're going to be living like kings.
Got lots of chips.
Amazing, health food of a nation. Alicia and Laurel and myself on the dares, and Kenno and Ricky and the others are on the ice breaks. So I think we've cleaned out Woolies this morning. We cleaned out the servo yesterday. We've got this wound up, so our freezer's currently running at minus 10 since I've had it open. But the refrigerator normally runs at about minus 15 or 15, 16.
We only had 4 trolleys, I think it was, stacked up, like piled up.
Only 4. You didn't forget anything, did you?
No, we didn't forget anything.
Coke. Get rid of that. Lots of room.
This is the goodies drawer. This has got all of the chocolates and cookies and everything in here. You can...
We're heading further up north now where there's some water holes. It's going to be a lot warmer. The thongs and the shorts have come out. It's not going to be -5 degrees like it was in the desert. It's actually started heating up here in the Isa, so it's only going to get hotter as we head up.
The girls have been out buying shorts for us because it's so damn hot. We're just debating whether they'll fit or not. My guess is not.
My guess is not.
I'm going to go and park these vans next to a water hole, make camp, jump in, wash all the dust off that we've gained in the desert. I can't wait.
Not a chance. Not a chance. It's generally a good idea when you're on the road to get underneath, check your suspension, check your bolts every now and again. We've done a couple of thousand Ks now. Generally I check wheel nuts every morning, but seeing we've done a couple of thousand Ks, we're all under our vans this morning just checking nuts and bolts, and we found one loose nut on a shocky suspension under the HRT 17, so we're going to give it a bit of general maintenance and tighten it up. And generally we do it when we're in town because you're on bitumen. If you're getting under the truck out on the track, you're always getting dirty, dust, everything like that. So just do it when you pop into town of a night or just before you leave in the morning. Better to be safe than sorry.